So this video is going to be talking about updating your PTEO, and to give you an example of what I mean, let's go ahead and look at this concatenated string. And it's possible, very possible, there's a few things that I see right now that I may ask the question, well, what about my fiscal year? I don't see my fiscal year in here anywhere. And for mine, I have only 1 year appropriations, but potentially could have multiple year in the future. Or another one, maybe a sales code. I didn't have my sales code in this PTEO, and if I go over to my Deems raw data, I'm going to look and see I've got my 7C. Well, shouldn't 7C probably come with a sales code? So the question is, what if my PTEO is not exactly what I want it to be, or what if it needs to change in the future? Another thing with the fiscal years, if you put 16 in here or come into the formula and get the 2016, what happens when 2017 comes? And then all of this is going to say define new PTEO. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to update your PTEOs to show them however you want to show them. And it's pretty easy. So let's just, for example, let's put that fiscal year in here. And where I want it is right after my O band, so there's the space. And I like that, so I'm going to type in trim and move over to the left here. And now I just want the 16, so let's go ahead and say right of this here, comma, and how many of the right do I want? I just want the first two, so it'll give me that 16. Close quotes, and close quotes again, comma, and you can see I'm back in my concatenate function, so I'm going to put another space there, and I should be good to go. Let me hit enter, and there it is. There's my 16. I got my fiscal year right in there. And now I look at my helper columns for defining the PTEO, and this is no good because it's gonna really hurt when it comes to my pivot tables are all gonna look jacked up. So let's go ahead and Control Z until we're back to where we want to be, and let's get that one more time. Alright, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to start in this column in cell 2. So in this one, I'm in that column. I'm going to Control Shift down arrow and right arrow, and I'm going to Control C to copy all of them. Just copying all 4 of them. I'm going to hit Control Backspace to get back to the top, and just to the left over here, I'm sorry, just to the right, I'm going to paste values. Alright, so I've just pasted just the flat out values, no formulas, get rid of all that stuff. Now here's the trick. I'm going to come back into my formula. Right after this, I'm going to type in trim again, just like we just showed you, and right. Sometimes you don't have to use the right function, just in case, just depends on what you want to get in there. In this case, I just want the 2-digit fiscal year, so I do have to, comma, give me that space back, comma, hit enter. Alright, now it's telling me define PTEO, so on and so forth. And then in the Deems data, I'm just going to show you how to do this with the CRIS data only. You would just repeat this process, and just for the sake of this video, what I'm going to do is come into here, copy, Control Backspace to get to the active cell, which is this very top one. I'm going to paste right over top, paste the values. Alright, I'm going to come into my description table and just going to copy all this. Now in reality, you'd want to make sure that you capture your Deems data, make sure you don't erase your Deems things, but I'm going to delete just for the sake of this video. Come back into here, these values that I pasted, Control Shift and right arrow and down arrow. I'm going to Control C to copy, come over to my description table, and I want to paste. You could actually do a paste, but I'll just do paste values to be consistent. Alright, so now I've got that with my fiscal year in there now. So if you do like to use fiscal year, when your fiscal year becomes 17, you'll do this again. I come back in all of my values, have been updated, and my pivot tables will reflect the way I want them to. And I can just come in here and right click and delete. So that's how you're going to upkeep your PTEO should you find something you want to add, change, or you're just simply forced into adding or changing something in your DEEMS or your BQ legacy data. See you in the next video.